All right, my 2023 book year in review. This is the nonfiction edition. And the first book we're going to talk about is Permanent Record by Edward Snowden. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for quite a while. I finally got my hands on it and pulled it out of the bookshelf, blew off the dust and dug right in. And I have to tell you, it blew my mind. What Snowden tells via his story, reads like a thriller. It absolutely chills you. He takes you behind the scenes at the NSA, the CIA, and it really exposes the side of the surveillance that they were doing post 9/11 and how the internet and the world changed when it came to intelligence and espionage and surveillance post 9/11 and kind of his side of things. And it was just absolutely mind blowing. It really made me want to disconnect when I was done reading the book because it kind of terrifies you the way you open up the internet just to Google something and you expose yourself to the entire world. All these different intelligence communities and different intelligence agencies can immediately look at everything of your life. Your whole digital life is on display immediately, even if you think it's secure. So it's really, really scary, but it was also really good. I highly recommend it. I also recommend that you watch the Snowden movie because it was a really, really good movie. It doesn't tell you everything, but it does a really good job of telling you a lot and kind of putting a visual to his story. And then reading the whistleblower movie that they did called Citizen 4. Citizen 4 was done by one of the journalists that Snowden worked with to release the NSA files and kind of expose the intelligence community. So, the Snowden movie was awesome. Citizen 4 was awesome as well. I highly recommend his book, Permanent Record. Go check it out. The second book is How to Tell If Someone is Lying by Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone is a former professional when it comes to doing interrogations and telling if people are lying. You can catch Gavin on an episode of the podcast here in 2024. He really breaks down how easy it is to lie to someone and how easy it is to tell if someone's lying. He's a former professional when it comes to breaking and entering and exposing security flaws of not just buildings but organizations, and he's got some really wild stories behind that. So check him out. How to Tell Someone Lying is a really, really cool book. It'll help you out. It's also excellent to use on your family, your friends, and your kids to tell if they're lying. It's a fun book. I really, really recommend it. The third one is The Metaverse by Matthew Ball. Now, I'll admittedly tell you that I don't know much at all about the metaverse, and I didn't before this book. I had no idea really what it was. It sounded kind of nerdy and geeky to me. I just really wasn't that into it, but I did say I wanted to learn more. I ran across this book on Amazon one day. So the metaverse really goes into detail as to what the metaverse is, but it goes further and really explains how it's going to impact our world going forward and how this whole digital revolution is really going to change things and how the metaverse is more than just what people think is like an alternate universe or an alternate life where people are goofing off and living out their best lives. It's way, way more than that. So The Metaverse by Matthew Ball was an excellent book. I learned a ton and I got a really different perspective on what the metaverse is now. And lastly, Flying the Tyrant by Lauren Ungeldi. Lauren is a friend, and this book is about Sadaam Hussein's private pilot that he had for a very long time before, the U.S. went in and caught him and brought him justice and all that. But Lauren worked with the actual pilot and told his story of how he was a private pilot. He showed another side of Sadaam that we often don't see, and by no means am I defending Sadaam Hussein, but that he showed some of the kinder side to him, some of the different side that you don't see, but then he also exposed the very tyrannical side, the dirty dealings, the corruption, the meeting with government officials from other countries that supposedly Sadaam didn't get along with, the enemies that he didn't get along with, that yet he met with them, like really exposed some of the corruption, the difficulty it was being an individual in the Iraqi army and working and flying for the government. So this man feared for his life. You really get that thrill out of the book. And Lauren did a fantastic job. It was one of my favorite reads of 2023. You have to go check it out. It's called Flying the Tyrant by Lauren Ungeldi. That's Ungeldi. And Lauren did a fantastic job. That is my nonfiction list for 2023. It is not all encompassing. That is not exactly everything that I read, and it's not in any kind of order. If you really want to find out what all I read and see my reviews, go follow me on Goodreads. Just look up Jeff Clark, and then you'll find all the books that I read. You'll get to see my reviews and my thoughts and all that, and then see what I'm going to read in 2024.